Less than P data end equals 481 data start equals 72 greater than. Imagine this. You're mid-air, flying from London to Singapore on a Qantas A380, halfway through your long journey to Australia, when the unexpected happens. That was the reality for nearly 500 passengers aboard Qantas flight QF2 just hours ago, after a serious medical emergency forced the aircraft to divert and make an emergency landing, not at a familiar transit hub, but in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. Less than P data end equals 924 data start equals 483 greater than. It all started when a woman in her 60s suffered a major cardiac event mid-flight. Fortunately, there were several doctors on board, including Australian doctor Hamish Urquhart, who stepped in immediately to stabilize her. Despite the tight space and mid-air turbulence, the team managed to get her intravenous access just in time, as the pilot made a dramatic 180-degree turn to reach the nearest major airport that could handle a giant A380. Less than 8 data end equals 1352 data start equals 926 greater than. The aircraft touched down safely at Heydar Aliyev International Airport at around 7:55 a.m. local time, but what followed was anything but routine. Because the crew had reached their maximum duty hours, continuing the flight to Singapore that day was no longer an option. Qantas began the massive task of securing accommodation for hundreds of stranded passengers in a country where few were likely to have ever expected to land. Less than P data end equals 1901 data start equals 1354 greater than. The scene on the tarmac and in the airport quickly became chaotic. Passengers disembarked, only to find the airport wasn't equipped to handle an aircraft of that size or the sudden influx of travelers. There were long delays, confusion about visas, and a scramble for hotel rooms. One passenger, Australian journalist Hannah Sinclair, voiced her frustration on social media. She was en route to her wedding, and now faced unexpected hurdles, including strange demands from airport staff to pay for alternate flights in either cash or cryptocurrency. Less than P data end equals 2231 data start equals 1903, greater than. Qantas issued a statement apologizing for the disruption, explaining that the detour also required unexpected maintenance checks on the aircraft, which would delay the onward journey. They assured travelers that all were being offered overnight accommodation, and that a replacement flight to Singapore was scheduled for Tuesday. Less than P data end equals 2424 data start equals 2233 greater than. Despite the disruption, many passengers remained surprisingly understanding. As Dr. Urquhart put it, people knew a life was at stake, and in those moments, the inconvenience takes a back seat. Less than P data end equals 2682 data is last node equals data is only node equals data start equals 2426 greater than. So while this wasn't the journey anyone on board QF2 planned, it became an unforgettable detour, one that highlights the challenges of global air travel, the importance of medical preparedness, and the unpredictable nature of being 30,000 feet above ground. Stay subscribed for more videos.